Alright guys, time to light this up. Game time. Feed the chickens first. Make a quick lunch. I did pack some stuff already. Water. Chickens cannot live on feed alone, right? This ought to be interesting. You guys will get to see these chicks all just getting along. I have to rename one of these Rodney King, right? Wow, what a beautiful sunrise. It's supposed to be 70 degrees today. Here we go. I'm excited. I've been planning this fishing trip for days. Look at this. Hey, what's up? Now the new chickens are not afraid to kind of come outside anymore. See, look, they're all getting along now. There you go, girls. Usually put a little bit out there to get them outside. Oh, they spilt their water. A little for her, a little for her. Oh, you guys. No eggs. We like to perch. Good, we're perching. Water. And let's go to make some food. Everything looks good here. Very good. Oh. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Yes. Leave me alone. We're eating. Don't bother me. I'm eating. Okay, good. Good. I'm range around. Yeah, I know. About 2 hours. Goes there. Let's light this up. We're going to have some irradiated tuna. Fish sandwich. And that looks like cat food. So it's safe to eat. A little tip, I like to add vegetables to everything. That's how I get my vegetables. Well, like, how do you get your vegetables? Just add them to what you're eating. As long as you chop vegetables up fine enough, you'd be shocked. So you just go like this. Broccoli's got a lot of health benefits to it because it's so compacted. It's like this little bit's like eating a whole head of lettuce almost. So you get all these nutrients. We don't want to overdo it, but if you're making a sandwich, use the tender parts of the broccoli. Don't use the stalk, even though I use the stalk for stuff too. That goes in there. That goes in there. Believe it or not, this is delicious. And what do I have for dressing? Got that. A little bit of that. And a bit of that. It's hard to find. It's hard to find real mayonnaise in France. They have like salad creams and stuff. You got to be very careful. Not all salad creams and mustard are created equal in France. So there's this. As you guys can tell, I love to cook. That should do the trick. There's a little trick too with these kinds of things. Squeeze a little lemon in here. Makes it kind of tangy, just a little bit. You don't want to overpower it. Ooh, it smells so good. And salt and pepper. You can put salt and pepper together in the shaker. Try to find shakers that that you can take the top off. If you buy a shaker and you're not able to take the top off and reload it, don't buy that shaker again, because they want you to buy a new shaker and you pay for that shaker. So just don't do it. That goes back in the fridge. That goes in the trash. All right, you guys, let's fire this up. Oh, definitely want some cheese on there. Cheese and tuna sandwiches. It's the best kept secret. That's Gouda cheese, by the way. Already got my bag here. I've already got some other items in the lunch pack here. We got juices, got chips, bananas. And there's our worms. Sure they're all still alive. You guys are awake? Yeah, I see movement. Good. There's like 30 or 40, 50 worms in there. Off with the lights. Over there. Trash. Put it away. Let's do this, you guys. I've got a net. I've got a measuring stick to see how long these trout have to be. German browns here. What is this one? Steelhead trout here. Okay, so got a net. Let's go nets. Out of the way. Laundry. Rock and load. Alright. Beautiful day. Net. See, is that it? That's it. And we already got this plugged into the GPS, so we are good to go. Let's lock this door. Door's like frozen shut. Alright. Movement of the people. Okay guys, see you on the road. Beautiful morning. It's 8 a.m. and already I'm making good time on this. Now I had to research online for like hours to make sure, because everything's in French of course. I wanted to make sure I wasn't fishing out of season, fishing in the wrong spot. They have very specific laws in France regarding fishing. Like for instance, you can't fish after a certain time of the day. They have full charts for every single day of the year, what times you can fish at. You got to wonder, why would they have 7:15 in the morning as the start time on one day and 7:22 on another day? And I think they just collect all this information and basically make it as almost as impossible as they can for you to catch a fish, but yet still pay the fines, right? I really honestly believe there's a conspiracy against people in general to live off the land. That is true. It's been proven. They really don't want you doing it, but they know that if they just flat out say that you can't, that there's going to be problems, right? Because people are going to be like, you can't do that. But they're kind of doing it. It's not cost effective, okay? So basically, I had to go through all these rules, and I finally found a stretch of river with the that there should be some fish in. So we're going to give this a shot, you guys. Beautiful day. Like I said, it's supposed to get in the low 70s today in France here, so spring is finally here. Just wanted to share part of the drive with you. And yeah, I'm driving on the wrong side of the car, but I'm on the right side of the road, so go figure. Talk to you later. First chemtrail skies I've seen. Say something. I swear, it's like they waited for like a really nice day to fire up before they decided to run these chemtrails. It's unbelievable. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a weird rainbow. It almost looks like two suns. Now, of course, it's not two suns, but it's look at there. There's two suns there. That is crazy. It just looks like two suns because of the chemtrails. Whoa. Wonder if you guys are seeing that. You guys, this is nuts. This looks like two suns. Look at those windmills. Those things are massive. Those are about 12 stories tall, just so you know. And here we got the dual. So this is not a camera effect. This is something weird. It's almost like maybe that's why they're chemtrailing the skies. I don't know. This is, I mean, I've never seen anything like this, you guys. took about every bit of 2 hours to get here. We're about 15 minutes out. This is starting to look a lot like Jackson, so I'm kind of excited about this because this is where I caught all those German browns in all my fishing videos. I think it's on my backup channel. I'll put a link in the description of some of my fishing videos. Maybe I'll put together some kind of a playlist for you guys on that. But man, we caught a boatload of German brown trouts only to receive a $270 fishing fine for fishing 1 week out of the season, which I wasn't even aware of. But we're gonna give this a shot. This is pretty exciting, especially if we catch 6 browns. That's the limit, 6 German browns. And this time of year, 3 salmon is the limit. They've got to be 70 centimeters, which is about 23 inches. So that shouldn't be too hard to achieve if we get into a mess of these salmon, because they get pretty big. German browns could be as small as 24 centimeters, which is about 7, 8, 9 inches, somewhere in there. So that's where we're at with that, you guys. So let's get into it. Let's get this started. All right, we've arrived, and this is the spot. There you can see the river. There's postings everywhere. It says something about respect the barriers, but this is a legal spot to fish. Here's the setup, you guys. Sliding sinker. Looks like we have some pretty good current, so we're going to need this to, basically they're going to have a 2-foot leader. Fish are probably very spooky. Well, that's a long leader. It's about a 3-foot leader. And here is all it takes right here. This little tiny treble hook. This is gold color. And this is the best by far I've ever fished with. It's a little chilly. It's about 50 degrees out here, which for you guys are probably laughing at me in the middle, early spring. Some of you are having some really bad weather. So you're like, that's warm, dude. And it's supposed to get, like I said, up into the 70s. I got this spot. I got one other spot. But this is looking pretty juicy. So what I'm going to do, I got my net. I got a stringer. There looks like there's stuff kind of everywhere in terms of barriers. So you guys got to be careful. Keep those pliers handy. I'm going to try to basically find a spot on either side of this river, wherever there's the most access. I'm just going to take that whole thing, and we're going to fire this up. We got a stringer, we've got all our stuff here. I like to kind of travel light. Actually what we're going to do is we're going to grab a couple of these things. We can grab treble hooks in case we need them, sliding sinkers, and the stringer. That's all we really need. And we have the net. That's pretty much it. I could probably throw some of this in this backpack. Alright, let's make this happen. 2-hour drive. Like I said, we catch our limit. We're in good shape. But these people don't play here. Now, this is looking real juicy, but we got to be very careful. This is very steep. I've got some vines here, but I tell you, this is probably the best spot. But it's very slippery. So, man, this is a good spot. I'm looking on the other side of the river though, and it looks like probably that landing over there might be a little safer, a little bit easier access, because we don't want to do is slip down this embankment and into the water. Getting wet is not what you want to do. So this is a much better access point. As you can see, I walked away from the bridge. On the other side, there's this little stepping area here, and you go over and you can probably fish along this entire bank, as long as you're not going over this electric fence. Now I saw another guy out here fishing, but this, if they're in here, we'll get them in here. You don't need to go on super long hikes. The fish are either there or they're not. I have one other spot on the map that I'm going to check out next. We're going to give this a good hour before we move. I'm going to throw a night crawler in here and we'll see what happens. Now, if there's a fish to be caught, this is where we're going to catch it. See how this gravel like drops off, forms this channel here? Well, that fish like to hang out right beneath here, waiting for the food to come over the top. And then they just sit here in these trenches and they snag stuff. They do like current, but not a lot of current. This probably is a really good spot right here. Maybe even a little bit further down current here, like anywhere in this area where the current starts to slow down is going to be good. Now I had to hop this fence. If the farmer saw me, he could kick me off. I just walked just along this fence, maybe 20 yards. It looked like I was on the other side of the fence, but you got to be really careful out here. What you're looking out there in the distance is Lisieux, the town of Lisieux, or the city. I believe it's a port city. And if this doesn't pan out, I'm going to let this roll for about 30 more minutes because this is a really good spot. Then I'm going to go further downstream toward the ocean where the water's a little bigger and we might have a better opportunity. Maybe the fish haven't made it up the spawn yet. I think we got something messing with it. Watch the pole tip. Fish are very feisty. You gotta be very quiet. That looks like a little tug. It could be anything. It could be a little creek chub. It could be eel. They have eel up here. That line looks like it's getting pretty tight. Could be a massive salmon. See that rod tip? It's barely moving. But it's moving. Something's on it. Applying pressure. Alright, we're at spot number 2. And we've got some inflow here. That's always a good thing. Oxygen for the fish. Last spot was a bust. So we're just going to wait the rest of the day out here. Take our chances. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to give this a good, probably 2 hours. Never did quite hit 70. I think that's later this afternoon. Maybe it'll warm up. It's a little windier at this spot, but still beautiful nonetheless, as you can see. I mean, this is just, I mean, you can't complain about this. You know, it's like we're on another planet, you know. Park the car ways back, and farmland, rolling hills, mountains. We're under this bridge. There's got to be a million fish in here. It's just a matter of waiting for them to bite. Sometimes they're just not hungry. I mean, there's fish in here. We know they are. This connects directly to the ocean. It's just a matter of getting them when they're hungry. Let's see what happens. So this was the third and final spot I went to, and no fish, you guys. I had night crawlers. I don't know what happened, but the fact remains, I got to get out in nature, see this beautiful running water, this old dilapidated barn or farmhouse that looked like, I don't know if someone was living down in this hole or what, but this is the kind of rich history, and you know, I mean, it's almost kind of creepy. You know, you've got this really old stuff, you know, from some of this stuff's 800 years old, 1,000 years old, and so it's very interesting going across the landscape, driving through the little towns. So I was blessed to just be able to go on a road trip by myself and reflect on everything in my life. Take care and be safe, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video.